Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have Kha'Zix who woke up and chose some violence. And it has been a while since we've had a Kha'Zix gaming moment, but you know, since then, First Strike is pretty much the go-to for all assassins and Treasure Hunter exists. So, runes on your screen now, surprise, surprise. Yes, I would like not to have booties and cosmic insight. However, if you go in First Strike first page, that's kind of the added benefit, but at least it's not booties, cosmic insight, secondary page. We're moving forward in the world. Now this is a Grandmaster game and we're going to show you a few things that have a very nice sync with tomorrow's video. So make sure you subscribe to this channel as well as the main channel. You know, let's get some revitalization and educational content. I mean, obviously we want to make you laugh, but we also want to make you learn at the same time. But I don't know why I'm saying we, it's just me. Although maybe there's more of me. Who knows, at this point my mind is probably fractured. We're going to start on the blue buff. I'm going to do a video I think on the mathematically correct jungle route. That should be interesting on the main channel as well in the coming weeks. But blue buff starts, sequencing upside, Kha'Zix not the fastest clearer. We have versus an echo on the enemy's jungle team, so they're also not as fast. So in this game it's quite nice because typically as a Kha'Zix, as an assassin, you're really focusing on, you know, getting out ahead of tempo, or at least trying to get some action before the enemy jungler can kind of match their 5 to 6 camp. When you're against a Virkayu or an Echo, then that's not really as much of a concern. It's more about the head-to-head matchup as well as, you know, Lane of Prowlers as we witness me. Unfortunate. Nice try though. And of course we got the heal from the Jinx. So if you're clearing your jungle even as a bug, make sure you have an observational look on the bot side and see, hey, people are moving. You see these icons float. You see, right, I'm going to watch. See all the summons burned rather, not spurned, as Nautilus tries his darnest to survive and he doesn't. Right. At this point, we are looking to do a simple 5 camp because there's no real concern about this lane in terms of ganking early, like 245 at least kind of stuff. But you do want to be able to shadow and understand what the Echo is going to do at this point. If he shows bot lane to capitalize on this, you know he's done 12 CS red buff. He either did red Krugs Raptors or red Raptors Krugs. This depends on the nature of the jungler. Does anyone remember the old Season 9 clear where we would actually specifically do this as Talia and so on? You'd go red Raptors Krugs, gank the bottom lane, but that was pretty typical to ignore half your map because we had catch-up experience, 2-minute 30 spawn timers. I mean, you did a full clear, you had 2 minutes 30 before the next Grom. I mean, you could just chill in a bush, there was literally nothing else to do. So when you see this here, it's pretty standard what's going to happen. Echo's most likely going to gank here too. We see 12 CS, it's 315, it's obviously too soon. Beautifully done by the blue team here. Excellently done, and as Kha'Zix, there's nothing you can do but video on the main channel, inside out rule, huge way to play the game. Really a good fundamental, like a law, right? It just governs how you process jungling in a way, and it just allows you to recognize the openings in doomed situations, I guess is the best way to kind of put it. Echo obviously goes down here, takes this crap, so we know we're free real estate, and as we all know, property is the best investment. Or bottom lanes, basically the equivalent to investment to property in League of Legends. Pretty reliable to gank a bot lane. Now, the Echo knows he has to make these plays. Because he decided to capitalize on the bot lane's tragedy early, he knows he's losing everything. Absolutely everything. And he will get a crab here, but the problem is he's too chunked, you see? He could go ahead and steal this, but now he's too chunked, so he knows the Fearless is coming down, the Nautilus will respawn and come down, maybe the Kha'Zix is already on his way, he cannot afford to go for the second Grump, whereas the Kha'Zix goes, I'ma just take all your stuff, and then I'm going to take my Krugs, and then I'm going to reset. And look at these, 18,000 wards. That's why keeping your warding totem is very, very good, specifically in this meta. Farming jungler, ward. Ganking jungler shows up on the other side, ward. Counter jungling and warding are something that are really becoming fundamental to most junglers, and I'm seeing in a lot of coaching and low elos as well. Very, very good job, all of you. Clap, I'm very happy with it. Now, you could sit out and do your Raptors as well, but I think that would be pushing it, because the Echo at this point will know most of my stuff's probably gone, so I better go bottom side and retake my tier 2 Raptors, my tier 2 Krugs, and even though the separation of experience isn't that big, at this point, you don't really have a choice, and a cherry on top of a cake is more than just a cake, specifically when you eat a lot of cakes and then a lot of cherries. Something like that. Out of base here, we have Serrated Durk, Plus Longsword, we know that the Echo's down here. We can kind of predict that he's most likely going to do this. So we're going to kite down the Grump, secure that, and try and counter gank, as the Echo most likely will show up either before or after he does Krugs. At this point, we don't know, so we're just kind of jungle intuition from the Kha'Zix side. As I said, he chose violence against monsters. I didn't say against what? I didn't say against what. You can see the timeline, right? That wasn't even an English word. You can see the timeline. He's going to get killed. So here we go. Capitalizing finally. Nice auto attack. That W was completely unnecessary. I don't know. Slow mechanics. You're on Korea, guy. Rooted by 200 years. Gets sprayed by 200 years. And now we could use that W, but it really doesn't actually mean anything. It's up again. So, well played. Good job. Thumbs up. Excellent. It's all we're really looking to do. As Kha'Zix at this point. And you can see here, as I was mumbling away in the bot lane gank, that, yeah, a lot of kills coming, but you're an assassin. So just not falling behind is the most important thing. And if you can force enemy junglers to be a bit behind, like in this case, yeah, he's 2-0-0, but now you're 1-0-0 and you're up 15 CS, the goal them at 2-7 to 2-5. So it equalizes quite nicely. You know, it's all about making the right jungle play regardless of your class and exactly what role it is that you play in the game. Q evolve first. Yeah, you know, I start these, I don't look at the replay, I just hope that everyone stays in the game. I'm actually amazed it hasn't happened more, but I thought for a second there she's just gonna leave the game. Good thing she didn't. Now, this is a weird now. Now, with Prior, with the advantage we have, invade the red buff. This is prototypical of the server. Not something I see a lot of. I do it a lot myself. With any jungler, as you most of you know. Really get into their jungle, because at this point, you know, he'll take this tier 2 gank hit, showed up, you know, here he had obviously taken this because we can track the numbers CS. Now he's going to go topside to secure those camps, and blue, he'll delay the red buff secure as he piles down, or he will show up at the top lane here. We have this Prior black shield happens, unfortunate. The one thing, we see Ahri rotating as well. Pings coming through, so most likely it could be warded. Let's activate our R button. We're going to E in there to get maximum damage. We get the auto attack. Doomed she was, absolutely doomed. Make sure you're auto-attacking out of Unseen Threat, yeah? You see? Unseen Threat is now active. That's your passive. Use it. Sometimes people have Unseen Threat against, you know, ISO targets, or even, you know, not isolated targets. It doesn't really matter, actually. Make sure you're using that Unseen passive auto-attack. It's absolutely huge in terms of the slow and the damage. And you want to make sure you're using that before you get Evolve W, because you don't have any other CC in your kit. And even though it's a small amount, 20%, 25%, excuse me, it's nice for 2 seconds, right? 25%, you can see that for 2 seconds. Yeah, you can. It's also magic damage, so that helps if they're building a little bit of armor early. You know, cloth armor. There we go. We got it. We saw the Echo do this kind of action, so you know he's either recalling or looking to do something here. You can always be wary of someone sort of looping around at this point. Or if this is pushed up nicely, he can shadow through, or of course in this case, he can yeet in with his E and take the dragon. But this is not something that they saw or expected, not really concerned about it either, because of course we want this first, not just focusing on the dragon. So in those situations, look at your Prior, look at, can I contest, do I want to contest? Pros and cons. Now, we've gone for Prowler's Claw in this particular case. I love Prowler's Claw Q Kha'Zix. Damage is disgusting, and obviously, again, forcing yourself not to have to use that E as an engage is pretty useful. You want that as follow-up. You don't always want to engage with it versus someone who has a dash or flash. But fortunately for us, outside of Riven and Echo, there's no ability. So that's pretty good. Now, we eat over here. We have Prowler's Core completed, and we're going to go and steal his blue because, as we can see, he's on the bottom side. So once more, outside in rule. I see him bottom side. I'm going to take his jungle camps. Now, you could overstay and take all the quadrant, dive top lane, look to dive mid lane, and not really worry too much about the Herald. But in this particular case, we have the Ahri rotating up as well. Kha'Zix is just going to ult through here to make sure we can gap close to try and clean up, which we will be able to in this particular case. You can EQ very, very easily. Although, actually, as I say that, I realized that the Riven stunned us. So we didn't get to do the EQ or EWQ or any sort of combo. We just got to E and then auto attack. But that's more than enough to snack a kill. And we have Prowler's Claw as well. So from this, people are dead. Nothing on the top side. Let's go ahead and take that Herald. That's what we want to do here. It's a little bit late considering we normally kind of take it sooner, but see, you just E, and then you know, press buttons and they die with your auto attack passive. It's so disgusting in terms of the damage amount. For some reason, our bot lane is showing up as well and snacking it. Hey. Guess we are lane swapping now for some particular reason, but such is life. Apparently. And now they want to dive these tower plates, and of course we're going to hold this to make sure we don't lose any plates unnecessarily. Riven's now going, what did I do? But you can probably 2v1 this. We see here the Echo rotating out for dive, as most likely expected. Kha'Zix here will be able to do something, but he will most likely let the rat die because it's 3v1, there's not much he can do. Echo gets to ult to dodge aggro, another mini wave arrives just in time, beautifully done. And plates and tower damage activated for the bot lane. Kha'Zix here will now try and float him down, scan, sees a ward. And he can try and do something onto the... Oh! He wants to see that again. Let's have a look at that again. So this is the Prowlers Claw combo, as you can see. Okay, we wait for the Morgana to base, and we do it. We press our R, we E in, all right? We've got the Prowlers Claw activation, and now you can, of course, Q, auto, W to finish. So there you go. Amplified damage from the Prowlers Claw, Q, auto, W to finish. Obviously, that's stacking things a little bit more. Different ways to play Kha'Zix, different combos to make it. I think auto W Q will be the fastest way to get the most damage out in a short amount of time if you have an electrocute, for example. But in this particular case, we just want to maximize all the damage we output so we can layer it nicely. Now, here we need to tie this up very, very importantly. All right? Phyllis is coming, but this wave doesn't look too primed for him. And it's unfortunate we don't have the Herald here. We could actually really do this and start to move our chess pieces around. That's why we definitely wanted to secure that. So make sure you kind of take those for yourself, and then go ahead, push that, hit some tower plates, get some cash money for yourself, as well as doing that tower damage. Why? Oh, that's like on a negative cooldown now, isn't it? Well, relatively. Well, thanks for that. Morgana's showing up. Echo shows up again. The zap does hit. Echo has Protobelt, he's able to go in, his Q hits as well, gets slowed, he's black shielded, Jinx is AoEing, he does the whole, T-pose moon dance thing, and he survives. Costing his flash, obviously, as well as his ult, but the, and you see the pings here, the kind of 6th sense going, alright, and he's gonna show up, let's hit the plant, Echo's still here, there's a ward, very good. You want to keep this warded for bottom side. Kha'Zix in the meantime, 5-0-0, time to do some more violence, I think, and he should join mid lane again. I'm just staring at the mini-map, so we want to make sure that's good. Here we go. Ult out of the bush. Prowler's Claw activation. Same kind of combos for the Jinx, and she dies. Beautifully done. Simple, simple, simple stuff. Simple, simple, simple stuff. You could stay here to hit some tower plates, but because the wave is dead, I think he kind of assumed she's just gonna leave. She didn't, so she died. So, nah, that's on her. We'll take our Raptors in this particular case. Dragon is up. We would like to contest this, but the Phyllis is still sitting on that Herald, so. Echo's moving to the jungle here, trying to steal the blue. Most likely he's gonna, he doesn't actually get, he does get it because he smites. But then with the dragon respawning very, very soon, not having that smite could be kind of a doomed case, to be honest with you. And so now he doesn't want to do it. Q will absolutely rinse that Gromp. We evolve our R secondarily, which is nice. This is warded so they will see us. We dodged that. And now obviously we know that the Echo's smite should be up again if he had 2 charges. You don't want to waffle too much here. You want to play this very cautiously. Nautilus uses his Q to dodge the Echo W, but it still hits and forces the Phyllis to die. Ari's coming out of base immediately. Echo shows up and immediately gets his full combo off, plus that final auto to finish. He's able to flash there to make sure he gets a double kill on the Morgana. Very nicely done. And 40 minutes we have Prestige Teleport activation, which is available for Ari. And he does Annie things. Good night. Nice try. But they can't stop the dragon from being taken. This is our dragon. And again, we are now 8-0-0, and you're seeing the violence beginning. I mean, no one's really going to do anything this game. It's really going to be just the Kha'Zix. Lord's looking for some interesting match histories. We've got a dead zone here. We can kind of speed through this a little bit. RETPs. We move on over to the red. We go ahead and take the Krugs. Morgana and Jinx on the bottom side here. If we have a gank, maybe take the top tower, we can do so. We might expect Echo to actually be top lane a little bit here. Riven over... a lot of damage. Ghost Blade plus Prowler's Claw plus Evolve Q. You don't really need much else to do full damage. And as I say it, Jinx's bot lane. We have here the... Annie's bot lane as well. Echo does show up top lane. As we said, we could kind of expect this considering he hasn't been top lane as much. And this is where big things change, you see? You don't see this in coaching. You don't see this in low elo. You're chasing kills, maybe helping the team, or maybe you're rotating to the bot lane. If there's really nothing you can do, push the wave, take the tower. Take the tower. Tower damage, huge. You'll see in tomorrow's video. I might even put a clip of this in at the end or at some point somewhere in there, because you want to make sure you're cutting that map, slicing it straight down the middle. You know, when you make your pizza slices and they don't cut it for you, which is weird, but even when they do cut it for you, you have to cut half first. You know, people slicing slices like that. You just slice it straight down the middle and then you do it again, right? Same thing here. Cut the map down the middle first. I mean, obviously not always first mid lane tower, but in this particular case, because the rest of our team is busy and everyone's busy or dead in the side waves, it's just free for us. So let's go for the straight for the middle shot. EU West is Disco Nunu, just with less inting, really. Out of that, blue side, finish our quadrant, back to base. We got a whole bunch of monies. We got futures market, so we have Edge of Night, which is absolutely necessary in this particular case because that team comp. A lot of AP, a lot of stuns, a lot of things that could ruin our day, particularly considering we've got a 1-3-1 top, 0-4-3. You know, I'll be honest with you, people pay too much attention to KDAs because it doesn't feel like she's really been griefing. Like it's felt like the Ahri has had a good game, like a solid game, and yet her KDA is absolutely abysmal. And you press tab in game and you feel like, can you help me maybe? And, you know, it corrupts your perception of how she's playing. And I think that's a problem as well. You might think, hey, Ahri's doing a good job. You look at the KD and you're like, ooh, actually, wait a second. What's happening here? It's always been this way. Just focus on the plays being made and if they're enabling it for the rest of your team. That's all we really want. Now we can start to set traps. Nothing to farm, no objectives to take, no waves to push. Chill. Chill. And huge discipline from the blue team not to push up there, push beyond vision line and get trapped like that. Because that's the stage we're in, especially versus Evelyn's and Blue Canes, and of course against Kha'Zix's. And in low elo, you're over pushing that and you're dying. So Echo's able to get some tower damage himself. We're defending this as much as we can. She decides to ult in and miss her Everfrost. I guess that explains the 0-4-3. And our Kha'Zix is just handling his business. But he's level 13. Highest in the game. That's what you want. That's what you want. 801, unfortunately, this is corrupts our perfect kill score, but the fact that with the highest level is huge. 176 CS as well. And the 176 CS is a lot. And you're not really thinking about that as Kha'Zix, are you? Here we go. W is expended. Ooh. That Nautilus hitbox is not okay. It's very, very weird. But the farming has been kind of, you know, obviously there's been a lot of counter jungling and wave pushing, but if I told you to guess a CS, you wouldn't think it was this much ahead as ADC dies mid lane. All right, here we go, Kha'Zix. Boom, good night. Ooh, Echo's ult just in time. We get stunned, but we have our evolve, so we're able to reposition very, very nicely. Nautilus is out of position, flashes out of the Morgana ult. Kha'Zix is now using his R again to reposition. Morgana throws a Q out, but it's too soon. And unfortunately, as an Assassino, we tried to engage and do things, but didn't make a difference, did it? Did not make a difference. So, I like to sneak away dragons here sometimes, but at this point, if their whole team is rotating, nice. Solidarity, brother. Solidarity. We all feel this pain. It shouldn't happen. Just smite like a human and you're fine. That shouldn't happen. And if you don't have smite and you're Kha'Zix, you just do full combo. And if you don't have smite and you're coin flipping a dragon anyway, why don't you have smite? So if you're Kha'Zix, please know that you can full combo that thing more than a Jinx. So just try and time it a little bit better. But if you do have smite, there's no reason to lose it whatsoever. Anyway, unfortunate that we do lose it, but from this we get picks and we're able to secure this Lord Baron for the good of the clan, I guess, the village of our team, because this is not we're Dark Ages. You know, our team is Dark Ages in Age of Empires. They have not even entered the feudal age. You know, we're in an imperialistic age. They don't even know what a castle is at this point. It's really just 143, 142, 145, and there's Kha'Zix as their king. So this is very much, you know, those people have sci-fi nightmares, and you dream of like the hive mind taking over Earth and just being led by the hive mind, and you know, the Kha'Zix is the hive mind. So we go in here after an overcommit, and Fearless is able to do good work and get some kills there as well. Kha'Zix is able to clean up, and now as long as we dodge the CC and the zaps, we can probably do something, but you want to be... Nice feed. That's why you keep your mouse close to you, yeah? That's why you keep your mouse very, very close to you. So this is obviously good rotation to clean up, but Fearless did his best work. Try and chase down if you can. We do have Baron, so overall this is fine. Again, I don't know why they're dying. We just take Baron and everyone's dying. What do we have in pocket? 3K? is the perfect example of just taking care of your own business, right? How close are we to 16? Let's get the final evolve. In this particular case, well then, excuse me. All right, here we go. Ghostblade R activation, Prowler's Claw. So that's how you deal with Riven. Just be an 11 kill Kha'Zix with Cyrillus Grudge, full lethality, and Ionian Boots of the City. Now, what Kha'Zix used to do back in the day was mid lane gaming, and you could split push a little bit with that champion because no one could really touch you. Same thing here. Now, you're so far ahead, no one can really touch you. Let's go ahead, right? There we go, the wings. The wings. I think definitely wings gaming in this game. Now, usually we do like W, but in this particular case, when you're so far ahead, and their team is kind of icky and sticky, you know, and your team really can't do anything, you need to be able to reposition like that. And do you need anything in terms of CC, in terms of wave clear from the W? No. The 90% slow is nice, the wave clear is nice, the spread of AoE is nice, but we don't need that at all. I mean, you can just not use a spell and you'll kill people one shot anyway. And you also have Ari, plus you have Nautilus, Phyllis is a root, Teemo has a slow field of Shroom Death, so we don't really need the W to make those picks. I mean, this is risky from blue team. They've got to be disciplined. Kha'Zix repositions, goes straight to the backline, is able to auto-attack QW, make sure he gets those kills, goes back in for another auto-attack Q, another kill, very nice. Q's that one, W misses because of the Zhonya's, but we'll get a Q when she comes out because the cooldown is so disgusting. Prowler's Claw into this, again, same combo, triple kill, beautifully done. We are ignited, doesn't really matter. Can we quadra kill with an E? Can we do it? I'm sad. Honestly thought he could do it, but he couldn't. Either way, huge victory, but you're seeing here the cost of death. It might have been okay to simply let your team take the kill and you don't die, because you don't really want to die in those cases. A lot of shutdown gold, and now again we have to go back to base, and involuntarily our team has to go back to base, and we come out of base with a GA. So this randomness won't happen again, and we can secure the dragon. E-hopping. The cooldowns are pretty crazy with Ione. If she stole that one, that's tilt for life, I'm afraid. Okay. Waiting now for Phyllis. So this is good. So what happens here is they push the mid wave out, which is good, but this isn't being caught by Teemo. This guy isn't in the picture. There's no real reason to overpush here without numbers. You know, there's one inhib down. The game is still like a huge lead for us, but it's mostly in the Kha'Zix. It's not all the KDA, but we definitely don't want to make an overcommit here. We want to take their jungle, wait until everyone's together, and then make the game-winning play. Which they're doing in Hyela. We can over the wall this, I think. Ooh, that's mispositioning from the Jinx. She's dead. Anyway, that's fine. This is what I've classically called the suction effect, right? You jump in, and that's where the GA is good. And they're obviously able to kite you and disengage from you using their spells as well as their heals and so on. But their whole team is focused on you. And because you've done that, you've pushed the Jinx out to the side with the Morgana, and now the rest of your team can handle the rest of their team while their main carry and damage source is eradicated. So this kind of team fighting while you're diving the backline, you're doing your job. And that's why the GA is so good, because if this does happen and you die, it's much worse. But with GA, they have to still respect you. So make sure you know, this kind of game, keep your GA. We try the full combo here, and we're not going to be able to do anything. But Kha'Zix did choose violence, good combos, good button pressing, and can we just hit the Nexus, please? Oh, it's not over. Well, it's almost over. At this point, you do want to be careful, but if you can go back in, obviously, I mean, the W hit there is nice and accurate. Use our E reset. We have the auto attack there to finish him off. We reposition with the E again. Thank you, blessed minion. Who saw that minion? In the comments, praise minion. He saved us from a zappy death, 100%. And now we just scout the backline and the Nexus will fall. So there you go. First strike. Let's have a look here very quickly. 1,400 damages, 1,100 gold, plus of course the 550 from Treasure Hunter. So again, free BF sword for your GA, which means you have a GA. If you didn't have it, you wouldn't have had a GA for this fight. So that there is the value of first strike, of long-term investment in your runes instead of going something like Electrocute. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and comment if you did enjoy and learn something. Match history will be linked below. Yep, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.